It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Wednesday, the 21st of December. I'm Michael Groff. Today marks the start of astronomical winter at 2:47 p.m. Mountain Standard Time today. The northern hemisphere will be tilted as far away from the sun as it gets. And thereafter, after this shortest day and longest night of the year, then the daylight hours start to increase. Of course, it's going to feel like winter east of the Rockies, a big snowstorm for the Plain States, the Midwest, up into the Great Lakes, and bitterly cold temperatures all the way down to the Gulf Coast. But here in Phoenix, no such thing. In fact, a warming trend takes over, and by Christmas and the start of next week, high temperatures above average very likely will be up into the lower middle 70s. How about that after a very cool 6 weeks or so? All right, a lot going on. Let's talk about it. First, we'll take a look at that almanac from yesterday. And 64 degrees was the afternoon high, 43 the morning low, normal high 65, normal low 44. As we take a look outside right now here at 9:26 a.m., we've got clear sky, and we're sitting at 46 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew point at 34, humidity 63%, the winds are light, and the barometer is rising. The upper level weather pattern across the nation shows a northwesterly flow aloft here and very dry conditions for us and a big snowstorm getting cranked up, a huge Arctic blast beginning to descend south now in the northern Plain States. And that is going to be east of the Rockies. We will not be dealing with that feature. In fact, we will be dry and mild for quite some time. Looking at the watch warning map, what a mess. Winter storm watches and warnings for places like Kansas City, St. Louis, Des Moines, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Milwaukee, Chicago, Detroit, Indianapolis. Further to the south, you've got wind chill watches and wind chill warnings. Yes, bitterly cold wind chills, or feels like temperatures, if you will, all the way down into the southern Plain States and the southeast U.S., the deep south. You could see wind chills below zero by Friday morning, all the way down into central Mississippi and Alabama, places that just don't get that cold all that often. In fact, they might be experiencing the coldest temperatures, the coldest December weather they've had since 1989. Now, for us, things are extremely quiet and will remain so. Here's the convective outlook for today. Speaking of quiet, no organized severe weather around the nation, hardly any thunder to be found. And here's a look at precipitation. This is valid through Wednesday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, nothing statewide, basically nothing. A dry weather pattern will be with us. Now, there are signs that things start to change by about the middle and latter part of next week. And we'll get to all of that and talk about that Christmas forecast as well as we get to the models right now. Have a look at it. This is the GFS, the 06Z run, valid 2 o'clock this afternoon. All right, there's our cold trough and the Arctic Express getting cranked up over the Rockies and northern plains and beginning to descend south, and a northwesterly flow on the front side of that big ridge for us today. So what it means down at the surface, sunny sky, and it's going to be just a gorgeous day for us with highs topping out in the mid-60s. About where we should be for this time of year. And then tonight, clear sky, overnight lows, 30s to low 40s. And then tomorrow, hey, how about a 1055 millibar high? That's surface high up there across Montana and heading into the northern Plain States. I mean, that just tells you how very incredibly cold that air, that Arctic air is plunging south. And that system just sending all that cold air and the snow across the Plain States. But for us, nope. Sunny sky, high temperatures, mid, maybe even upper 60s. Same thing Friday, mid to upper 60s, mostly sunny. Here we go to Christmas Eve. Highs likely around 70, maybe low 70s. Christmas Day, low, maybe even middle 70s in some spots with mostly sunny sky. And then for Monday, again, low to mid 70s, and we'll continue with that even as we go into Tuesday. Temperatures might start to trend down. An increase in clouds is likely. Look at that system cranking up to the north and west of us. Plenty of rain and snow coming into the central California coast, the Sierra, northward into the Pacific Northwest, to the Cascades. And that's marking the sign of a change in the overall weather pattern. We'll start to see broad troughing develop as we go out to a week from today. This is Wednesday, the 28th. but that looks to stay a little bit north of us, although I can't rule out maybe a few showers beginning to infringe upon the northern part of the state about that time. Some rain and snow, and temperatures should be backing off at that point as the heights come down. And then as we go out 10 days, this is Friday the 30th, big trough now here across the southwest, and pretty prominent northwesterly flow, negative height anomalies, and a pretty good stretch of moisture. So if this is right, we would even have a chance at some rain here in the valley by late next week. And we have seen this advertised on our models fairly consistently for the last few days. But, you know, this is still way out here at 10 days. We'll have to see how this plays out. But that's an interesting model trend, and we'll watch that. And obviously that would mean cooler temperatures too. Looking at rainfall for Phoenix going out through the 4th of January, coming off of the European ensemble. The mean is up around 1/3 of an inch, and most of the members denote a shift toward wetter, or at least more unsettled weather out there by about late next week or the new year. So we will see. Hopefully we can wrap up 2022 on a wetter note, because we are still, despite the rain that we've had earlier this month, we're still way behind on rainfall for the year. And obviously, we're in the midst of a 25-year drought here over the Southwest, which we could really use many seasons of above average precipitation. All right, let's check out temperatures off the national blend of models. And obviously, by Christmas, we're up around 70. The NBM has us in the low 70s early next week, and then dropping back a little bit more towards seasonal averages for the end of the month. And that is going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, suggestions. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only sweetest of all time. She is the Asian sensation, Michelle. And thank you so much for watching, all of your continued support. It is greatly appreciated. Please, please, please be safe out there and have yourselves a glorious Wednesday.